Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. I am the Director of Worship at Missio Dei Wrigleyville in Uptown. This is a time that is unprecedented, but nevertheless, our call to be the church, to be the hands and feet of Jesus, hasn't diminished in the slightest. To the contrary, this is a time to only grow in our willingness and our ability to speak words of life, words of truth and peace, both over one another and over our world. And so in light of that, in the coming weeks, our hope is to be able to do short videos like these from a variety of our elders and staff members to just be encouraging words to you, short exhortations as we continue to walk through this time together. You know, even in a time of forced isolation like this is, we still tend to avoid the quiet. The world in which we live has, in a way, hardwired our bodies for consumption. So the lack of busyness is not replaced by receiving the gift of rest, but is so quickly replaced by Netflix binging, scrolling through social media, consuming whatever it is that we can get our hands on. And I'm certainly no exception to this. I never intend to spend an hour and a half on Facebook, but many times there I am, consuming the latest news wherever that rabbit trail leads, consuming live streams, consuming the people's righteous indignation about toilet paper shortages, consuming cat videos and memes, and all of a sudden, my afternoon is a thing of the past. Now, on one level, this is a kind of success. I have successfully avoided the quiet boredom, that dreaded nothing space, if you will. But when we fill that in-between space with things that are literally designed to pass time, it causes us, especially in a time such as this, to view each day as something to get through. A storm to weather, if you will. Instead of taking a posture of expectancy, anticipation for what it is God is up to today, we orient our lives toward a posture of waiting for that hypothetical future moment when everything goes back to normal. But what if God is calling us to something more? What if God is, in a wonderful way, stripping away the excess, making room for us to be in the world in a way that most certainly doesn't come natural to us, but is fundamentally good. You know, our world inundates us with things that stimulate the mind, fill that quiet nothing space. And for many of us, we've kind of just gone along to get along. But I want to ask the question, what have we forfeited in the process? What have we given up? I think one of those things that we have forfeited, and what I want to suggest that God is calling us back to, is a kind of spiritual listening. This kind of listening isn't just hearing sounds. It's a commitment to being wholly present in and to the moment, regardless of the context. Whether you're with others or totally alone, it's an active commitment to the belief that Jesus is speaking. Jesus is speaking in and through those feelings and thoughts and emotions that so easily well up within us and the ones we care for. And that our job in response to these things is to simply pay attention, to discern what it is God might be saying. This devotion to spiritual listening, or to put it another way, the devotion to the contemplative, is by no means a new thing. It's deeply Christian and it is old. Followers of Jesus have been devoted to practices of contemplation for literally thousands of years. And they did these things believing not only that God was speaking, but that in orienting their lives in this way, it only led to their flourishing, to their betterment. Missio Dei, I believe that this is true of you, of us. For whoever is watching, please understand this. God is speaking. He's speaking in and through his word, in and through those conversations that we have, either over phone call or video chat, or if we're with somebody. He's speaking in our alone time, whatever the context. God is speaking. And if I can exhort you to anything in this time, it's simply to listen. But to do that, we have to take intentional steps of taking back that quiet space that we so often forfeit to other things. Maybe this means committing to an hour or two each day to just being completely apart from technology, to journal, to read the scriptures, to look out a window. For others of you, maybe this means saying, I'm not going to keep my phone in my pocket throughout the day. I'm going to keep it somewhere else so that the temptation to fill space when it comes is maybe at least a little bit less accessible. For you parents out there, maybe this is as simple as not feeling guilty to sit on the floor and be with your kids playing blocks. That's not a waste of time to do those things. God is speaking. He's stirring things up in you and in your children. Take the time to hear them, to discern those things. It can be easy in a time like this to think that the voice of God, the mission of God is quieted or put on pause until quarantines are lifted, lockdowns are ended, till a vaccine is put in its place and is done away with. But nothing could be further from the truth. God is working in this time. God is speaking, and I think in a really particular, profound way. May we be a people who have ears to hear. We cannot say this enough, but you are deeply and dearly loved. We speak the blessing and the peace of Christ over you in this time. May his Spirit be with you in such a tangible way during this season. We love you.